Aloha, 𝓬𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓼. Thank you guys so much for joining me here for your reading. We have a really beautiful message today, and really it's about cultivating self-trust and overcoming self-doubt. And there's a few interesting visuals and analogies Spirit's been giving me just before opening up this reading, but the message is that self-doubt actually begins to increase with heat exposure, especially as us heading into, the summer months on this side of the world. But as heat increases, and this could just be about pressure, increases, what happens is that the nervous system begins to strain. And the message that's coming through, I'm just going to sit and talk to you about this first before we pour the energy on it. And you get comfortable. Okay. Right. So the message that's coming through is Spirit was showing me detachment being super important and being able to have a lot of self-trust in regards to the in-between phase, because I do feel like you kind of feel like you're in between timelines. I'm seeing the Three of Wands, which is about something intangible that you can see in your mind that you're soon to hold in your hand, and you're having to trust that in-between delivery process. I'm hearing it as like a quantum delivery process that's unfolding in a linear fashion. I'm hearing it's a linear delivery, but quantumly the package already exists for you. Anyway, the message that was coming through is the in-between time and enjoying the scenery amongst this next journey that you're embarking on. Now, specifically, I was seeing water heat up and bubble to the surface, and there were a few messages about this. One of them is that a watch pot never boils. I don't know if you guys have heard that saying, but a watch pot never boils. Whatever it is that you're kind of locked in on right now in terms of something that you're anticipating, to collapse into a reality, it's inevitable. I'm hearing your success is literally inevitable. Your success is inevitable. So surrender to the inevitability of your success. And there's two scenes, right? There's two timelines. There's a timeline where you're standing there watching the pot, waiting for the water to boil, and it feels like it's taking forever, right? And there's also a timeline in which you turn on the flame, you get this thing started, and you just walk away from the pot. And it's in the moment of you kind of walking away and choosing to, I'm hearing, divert your attention elsewhere, that you'll be surprised when you do look at the water. The time is going to pass by so much quicker, because I'm hearing, again, relativity, which is like E equals MC squared, right? So there's something around time is relative, and time is literally consciousness traveling into a new event, and time is the distance between those two events that consciousness travels to. So there's something around, as you turn on the flame, know that it is already done, right? This has already come to be. You're witnessing the becoming of it in a linear fashion. This is whatever it is that you have your eye on as far as like a vision goes, something quantumly that has already come to pass, but there is a lag time that you're here to experience. And I'm hearing that lag time is designed for you to actually be able to not just learn, surrender, but also enjoy. The lag time is there to enjoy and actually find gratitude for the becoming, because there is something around, instantaneously we manifest just like this. Anything that we think into form, we think into form, right? In higher densities and higher planes. There is no lag time. There is a lot of dense debris in this field, and that's why we experience the non-physical coming into the physical in a linear fashion, right? And things manifest instantaneously. So I'm hearing there's not really a lot of room for gratitude, and here we have gratitude, right? Because we also have the feeling of like lack, right? And there's something around, are you turning on that flame from a feeling of lack right now? Are you investing your energy or attention into a feeling of lack, self-doubting? We're hearing having self-doubt that the bubbles will never reach the surface, because I'm hearing that's when you begin to have an unregulated nervous system, and you're perceiving your biggest filter perception when perceiving that very specific field or that very specific task for yourself or path for yourself becomes distorted, because you cannot see clearly. You cannot think clearly. Like murky waters will clear themselves, muddy waters will clear themselves. It's that kind of energy. A mind that is, I'm hearing unencumbered by yesterday's fears, or a mind that is overthinking and suffering by thinking too far in the past or too far into the future and not being seated in the eternal now, cannot see things clearly. So there's something about being able to really be aware of what your biggest filter of perception is when viewing this circumstance that's unfolding right now. Are you seeing it through the eyes of the soul on a quantum level, as a quantum being? I'm hearing recognizing yourself as the one that's standing in front of the hob, and also the water that's boiling, and the medium that you're immersed in being the pot. And remembering that you're orchestrating these events for yourself. Or are you doubting your interconnectedness into all things and everything unfolding in your favor? So yeah, there is something about that lag time and being able to enjoy that. And this is so that you can have more responsibility for your creations. Because I'm hearing sometimes delays are not denials, but they are divine timing. Sometimes things that didn't work out become our biggest blessing. And I'm just seeing when the bubbles come to the surface, it brings something up with it for you. So we'll look into what this is, but this is going down a different road than I thought it would. And that's probably how this is going to unfold for you, to be honest. That's definitely another strong message that's coming through. But yeah, what is bubbling, right? What is coming to the surface within you? And are you doubting your creative abilities because of the lag time right now? So yeah, focus blurs in that moment. And this is about becoming, I'm hearing, an unstoppable force, knowing that you're doing something in a way where it is already done. And I do feel like you have the end vision. You have the end vision in regards to what you're going to do with this boiling pot. Are you making tea? Are you cooking, right? What are you cooking in this experience? There's like an alchemical process that you're going to be going through, okay? And that your life is going to be going through. And the different sensory experiences that are becoming available to you. But you're going back in time to witness how it all started. So I do feel like there's an end goal, there's an end vision on a quantum level, and you can take yourself there. What they want you to do is that as you start this thing, there's something around putting the pot to boil. Let's just say you're making a tea and you have these different kind of ingredients and concoctions you want to kind of like whip up, right? And they want you to kind of just sit and think about taking yourself there. How does it taste, right? Take all your sensory experiences there. How does it feel? How does it look? I'm hearing, how can you become immersed in the medium before it arrives in the physical? And you've already taken yourself there on a quantum level. You've collapsed time because you've taken yourself there emotionally, mentally, right? How it feels. What are your thoughts in that moment? Visually, right? You've seen yourself in that frame vibrationally. You've lived in that frame vibration. You literally stepped into that frame vibrationally of the end result before it arrives in the physical. And with E equals MC squared, time is relative. And time becomes non-existent. It's hard. It's almost like you then take the actions in the physical where when the bubbles do surface, you have all the ingredients readily available for you. So it does feel like you've been prepared. Okay, maybe you're like looking up a new recipe or something new that you want to kind of integrate into the system. That's what it feels like. But that's what I'm seeing right now for you. It's very, very interesting. And if you think about tea, it's something brewing as well. So I do feel like something's brewing for you. Yeah, I like this. It's becoming more potent. Yeah, because you're charging up the energy, right? Your intention is kinetic energy. And when this does collapse through space and time, I'm hearing it becomes better than you even visualized it to. And I'm seeing something being sprinkled into your reality, because I'm hearing that's how you create like a super conducive environment, where I'm seeing the universe, when they create something and they're like sprinkle a little bit of abundance in, and it's like, whoops, and it's like abundance just pours in, that's what I'm seeing for you. Where it's like, there's only happy accidents here. It's like maybe you end up pouring what you think is like a little bit too much of this, because you're just in a state of play and creation, and you're not thinking too hard about going with the exact ratios or the ingredients. There's something about taking agency over a traditional script, or infusing your own kind of magic or essence into something, and it allows you to animate an experience that you can really play and create in. It's not just about the end result of drinking the tea, it's about everything that's led you to that moment. And that's what the lag time allows you to do. It allows you to enjoy the scenery. It allows you to play and enjoy every stage of creation. What is this? I feel like I'm getting shy. I don't know why. I don't know what this is, but there's something about enjoying every stage of creation and really allowing something to brew into your experience right now. Like, they want you to just get excited about this. Like, the possibilities are endless, Whatever this is, there's so many different combinations that you can try. There's so many different elemental factors here. But something's brewing for you in the ethers, and they want you to kind of just play in the ethers and entertain. I'm hearing yourself amongst like the waiting, because again, you can still just be there, like, when is this thing gonna boil? I want this thing already. Well, you're in resonance with the lack of it. You're not living in the frame vibrationally where that thing's come to be. You're literally vibrating in a state of lack. You're in resonance with the absence of the tea, not in resonance with you've actually not just you're not just in resonance with the tea, but you've literally become the tea in itself. Like, there's something around, you recognize yourself as like you're changing through the process. That's what I'm seeing. It's like the tea is a reflection of you. What would you call your self, guys? Let's have fun in the comments. Like, well, if you were a tea, what kind of tea would you be, right? What would be the name that you'd give yourself? Because I've been doing that recently, where I've just been creating like loads of different recipes, and I'm calling it like starseed cinnamon swirl, right? It's like, it's just like, oats and a bunch of other things with like a cinnamon flavor. But yeah, it's they want you to have fun in that act, in that alchemical act. And I feel like it's just things that you kind of do on a day-to-day basis that lead you there, because I'm seeing 6th house elements bleed into your 10th house element. So this is changing the way that you show up in the world and your status, and that bleeds into your 2nd house element. So this could be also like a natural talent, and something that boosts your self-worth and self-esteem as well, and also just generate streams of income for you potentially too, or additional streams of revenue. But yeah, that's super interesting. What kind of tea would you be? What kind of magical thing would you infuse? And I don't want no normal boring answers, okay? Let's get creative with it. There's something around, let's get creative with it. What would be the different things that you are infusing? I really want you to think hard about that. If you were a tea, what would you be? Let me know in the comments down below, right? Would you be matcha with like a vanilla essence, right? Maybe a little bit of lavender infused, right? What would you be? What would you be, guys? Would you be peppermint with like some, lemon and hints of mint, and maybe some hints of green tea? Or like, what would you be? Okay, what would you be? Iced or served hot? I really want you to get creative with it, and that's what the universe wants you to do right now. Don't just play it small. Don't just stick to a traditional script, but there's something about adding like your flavor or essence into whatever this is, and that really allows you to enjoy the creative process. There's something around that for you. Anyway, let's see. That's kind of funny. Okay, but whatever this is, something's brewing, so I do want to see what this is, because I just did a reading where we were basically talking about unrestricted access. So there's something around overcoming any perceived limitations in regards to, I'm hearing, well, you can't brand yourself that way. Okay, so we have attraction. All right, attraction is the first message. Attraction basically talks about, again, very two strong connecting points. It talks about a positive charge, a positive electrical charge. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Hello, Missy. Hello. Attraction. So that's super interesting. That is super interesting. Let's go ahead and read it. A strong point of attraction. Okay, so this card says, attraction is a force which makes an object, person, situation, pattern, etc. move towards another, vice versa. This magnetism it creates is so large that energy bodies attract each other continuously to find themselves face to face. It's the action of attracting. As a result, it behaves as functioning of the law of attraction. So yeah, this is huge. This talks about bodies that attract each other due to high energy vibration in tune. So there is something about you actually enjoying the creative process. There is something about just infusing love into that creative process, because when something's made with love, there's something about you're not just manifesting this, right? Like experience that you love or whatever. It's like you are embodying love itself. Okay, you are embodying unconditional love itself, which is to love yourself at every stage in your evolution journey, even from the moment before you even have any water for the pot. Okay, even the moment before you own a pot. This is about loving yourself at every stage in the journey and not being afraid to immerse yourself and step into that frame vibrationally. Feel that feeling of your future before it arrives in the physical. This is about really taking yourself there. So this could be through deep meditation, okay? This could be through dream time. Could be through venturing off into the realms of your imagination, but it's a preview of life's upcoming, okay? There's a preview of life's upcoming that you're receiving. So I'm going to get one tarot message for you. The Fool card, a breath of fresh air, right? The Fool card is any moments of destabilization that become the biggest reason for your transformation. There's a new journey that you're going to be starting on. Okay, apparently we have the Magician, Alchemy, right? He's playing with all of the different elemental factors and he's opening up a portal of creation. Okay, so there is something around something that you're creating, something that you're taking a leap of faith on. Maybe it's not typical. Maybe it's something completely different. It requires self-trust, though, and it requires you to overcome doubt in your capabilities to, I'm hearing, orchestrate this for yourself. Yeah, super interesting. But this could be about you taking a leap of faith on a hobby that turns into a career with the Fool card. This could be about just something that you really enjoy doing, and they want you to fully immerse yourself into this experience, okay? There's something about a full immersion, all right, before this arrives in the physical. So anyway, I'm going to love any of you guys right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details also down below. Also check out Otter Spirit's discount code if you're looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry. $1 of the proceeds are also donated to otter sanctuaries. So until next time, bye.
When you and I were dancing in